Hello, welcome to another chill chit chatty get ready with me. Got my brushes, foundation, but I think I'm gonna brush my hair first. Yeah, I did take a shower and kind of let it air dry like I usually do, but I try to let it mostly dry before I really start brushing it, just to be gentle on my hair. Just gonna fix the part. So I'm super excited. Wait, let me fix this. Sorry about that. Okay. I'm really excited to see. I really hope it's a good response for the Galentine's video. Cause sorry, I'm saying a lot. I'm filming this before the Galentine's video goes up. Cause I'm planning to unplug and just take a mental rest from my phone over the weekend. But that being said, I'm really excited to see how you like the video. And if you couldn't tell in the video, I'm like really rooting for my friend Shakayla. So if you haven't seen it, the video I'm talking about, it's a Galentine's art hangout. Like, we do a watercolor together, and she kind of shows, like, as we go along, how to draw this really cute teddy bear holding a heart, and then we paint it with watercolor. And it's really fun, and I can link that below if you haven't seen it, if you're interested. But yeah, she's super talented, and I'm trying to encourage her to make her own art tutorial channel, because I keep telling her she could be the next Bob Ross. Yeah, because she's not just kind of going through it with her current job, and I know what that's like, to be at a job that just makes you miserable. And so I'm like hoping she can find an avenue where she can use like what she's really talented and gifted in and passionate about to do, and not have the life drained out of her like is happening at her current job. So I might even pin a comment like this comment if you would totally vote for her to have a channel, because I feel like she downgrades herself or like underestimates her abilities, and I'm like, girl, people would be into it. But it's always that I feel like that's a common struggle we all have, is like a struggle to like take that leap and jump into whatever it is that we're really passionate about, and feeling this overwhelm of like, how do I even begin, and like it has to be perfect, and you know, whatever it is that's stopping you. But if there's anything out there that you want to feel led to pursue, just go for it. Don't overthink it. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I'm excited for that, and I have created a playlist now specifically titled Creative Passions with Friends. So I'm gonna have all of my videos with friends in there. If you want to check that out, I'll link that. Because I did a couple videos with her, Shakayla's sister, Shannon. She's a makeup artist, and she did my makeup a couple times, and so I'll have those videos in there. And Amy, I had a video talking about her artsy passions with like soap making and other things. And then her daughter Erin, she I had her come on and show her feather collection and talk about her passion for birds and wildlife. I'm planning on making a video with my friend Brian that has a YouTube channel that I've mentioned before. He likes to paint paintings that are like inspired by verses that really speak to him, and so I'm excited. I'm gonna try to have a video up with him for next week, so that by far will be my favorite playlist ever, in my personal biased opinion. Probably because it's my friends, but 10 out of 10 recommend checking out that playlist. And I have more friends to come. I have a writer friend. I don't know if she wants her name on here or not, but her author name is JJ Gentle, and I've talked about her book in the past, in a past video. But I want to have her come on, talk about her writing. But we might do, she also likes skincare, stuff like that, so we might do like a casual skincare get ready with me. So I'm just excited to like have all the friend interactions on here and help engage us all in conversations about our passions and random things. Like me and Shakayla were just chatting about random topics and stuff. Although I'm not the best at multitasking, so I didn't talk like a ton, I feel like, in the art one. She's good at multitasking. She talked and was able to like hold a coherent conversations. But I kind of have to pause what I'm doing sometimes to talk. Speaking of friends, so my other makeup artist friend, Ashley, who I've mentioned on here, she has a channel, BUT with Ashley, and she asked if I could react to her latest video, which, let me see what the name of it, just to make sure I don't mess up what the name of it was. It was BUT with Ashley. Okay. So the title was, I can't believe you said this to me, spilling tea, get ready with me. She does a lot of makeup, get ready with me, stuff like that. So I can link that below. I had like commented on her video saying like, yeah, that is pretty messed up, and then she had messaged me asking if I could talk more on like the topic, because there was like a point in her conversation with this guy. You can watch the video to get the full details, but he had made some like comment to her. Actually, let me back up. So she's explaining a conversation she had with a guy, and she shares that she's not like doing this just to gossip or anything like that, but she shares things to a certain extent to help other women like feel seen and not isolated, because oftentimes we find ourselves, especially if we're like new to dating and navigating like talking to guys and stuff like that, she just wants to bring awareness to certain things and share her experience, because sometimes we can, she talks about how, you know, as women, sometimes if we go through something, we can isolate ourselves and feel like we're just broken and messed up, and sometimes if we hear another woman's story, it can help us realize we're not broken, and maybe there were some genuine red flags there that could have been avoided. So yeah, and there were definite red flags in this conversation. Like, he just wasn't listening to what she was saying at all and kept interrupting her and kind of twisting what she was saying and putting other women down. It was just like a lot of big no-nos. And he made some like comment like, oh, like about living together before marriage, and she was like, and me and Ashley, we are Christians and we have the same conviction about like that's not the order we do things. And when she made it clear like, yeah, no, I don't agree with that, he was like, well, you know, I have friends who are going through a divorce because they didn't live together before marriage, which first of all is silly, because you could live together for 10 years before getting married and still end up getting a divorce. But she also, what she had mentioned was like, well, that's why you do did they do, you know, premarital counseling, because that's an important thing. I will say, like, caveat this with, there's no like one guaranteed thing that you do that prevents divorce. But anyway, she asked if I could like comment more on that, because she's like, you might be more of an expert in that area since because I am married, which I don't know, that I don't think that necessarily makes me an expert, but I'll just say like, definitely I 100% agree with her. Premarital counseling is the way to go, and like she had mentioned, when you go through that, it helps. You're usually going through it with like a pastor or a counselor you trust, and they can be honest with you, and as you go through these conversations and deep important topics, they could be like, I'm sorry, but I don't feel comfortable marrying y'all because you are not compatible. I think it's an important part too, is like letting others, people that you trust, their wise counsel, to weigh in on y'all's compatibility and stuff like that. And yeah, me and my hubby did a premarital counseling, and I have a book on the shelf that we actually went through. So it's called, here, let me get my bronzer out so I can keep doing my makeup. When Sinners Say I Do. It's by Dave Harvey. So like this theme of it is pretty much, as Christians we know that God has been very gracious to us, and most of all in sending his son Jesus to die for our sins, but just on a daily basis I can see God's grace in my life, and grace is just really, like, grace is just something you don't deserve. It's God's kindness and love towards us, even though we don't deserve it. And so we've been merited that, and kind of to the whole theme of that book was like exemplifying that grace in your marriage, because often we're quick to attack others and the faults that we see in others, but we have to have some self-awareness and self-reflection on, well, what are the areas that I maybe need to work on as well. And obviously communication, and there was a lot more that I went into, but 10 out of 10 recommend premarital counseling with a trusted counselor before marriage. So yeah, I agree on that. And yeah, if any guy is trying to say like, oh, I think, yeah, one of my life verses is Psalms 3:5-6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding, but acknowledge him in all your ways and he will direct your paths. And when you trust in God and seek him in all that you do, he will give you the peace about when you're with the right guy, and the peace and confirmation that he's the one you can marry, and you won't have this feeling of, oh, but I need to live with him first to know for sure if we would be compatible for marriage. Like, that's just nonsense if a guy is trying to convince you to do that and you've laid it out to him like, no, that's not something I'm gonna compromise on. If he keeps pushing on that, you just adios, bye. And that's something I feel like Ashley touches on a lot, is like how to identify the flags to like know when a guy's like only after one thing, because unfortunately there are a lot of immature boys out there, and if you're new to dating, it's important to like have an eye out, not to be paranoid, because there are genuinely awesome guys out there. Like, if there wasn't, I wouldn't have gotten married, but especially when you're younger, and guys are a lot more immature when they're like younger age. But anyways, yeah, all that to say, and I don't say this to throw stones, because I am like the last person to have a stone to throw, but it's out of like wanting to protect like, me and Ashley have both been through things where we want to be able to like, if there's any way we can give advice or help encourage you to make wise choices so that you can avoid things that are painful and traumatic. That's always the goal. So when somebody's giving you their experience, it's usually so that you can then take that and avoid that and not have to go through the pains and the struggles that situation caused. So if you want to check her out, I will link her channel. Well, I might even like tag her channel, so you can like click on her channel name in the title. Then I'll link that video below. And yeah, I feel like she's more with the times than I am, because she'll title things like, get ready with me, and I'm gonna spill the tea type of thing, but it's not out of like a heart of like she just wants to gossip. It's out of like sharing her experiences and also like reaching people where they're at, because I feel like today in this day and age we're all about the tea and the hot gossip, but her passion is really just to help girls out, and she talks a lot about Christ, her relationship with Christ on her channel, so that is something, you know, if, oh, there's a cute little cardinal outside. If that is something that would interest you, and makeup, she's like way better. She knows all the makeup tricks and stuff that I don't know. I literally just do like the most casual get ready with me, but she actually knows what she's doing when it comes to that, so check her out. Yeah, her passion, her target audience is the girlies. And where was I going? Mascara. I totally forgot primer today. I would do a creative passions video with her too, but just location wise not able to be done conveniently, but who knows, maybe we could do like a FaceTime like video or something one day. I'm really struggling to find, okay, eyebrows, and I have one more. Okay, I'm so extra, but I have like 2 mascaras, because I have one that's old and one that's like new, juicy. So. Oh. I'm gonna need to open a new one in a second. But yeah. And she does a lot of live get ready with me's, but she's also been putting out like regular long form content. So but yeah. If you wanted to catch her on one of her lives and interact with her, I'm sure she would love that. So, or obviously, and you can interact with her in a normal video, comment, and all the things. So. I'm gonna get my other, toss that one and put in the new one. I was thinking about doing a little bit of like pink eyeshadow. And if you saw my day in the life, I gave like a story time about Texas Roadhouse, and she was the one that actually, she's like gifted at serving positions. And I was talking about how you have to be like wired a certain way to be able to do that, and she was phenomenal at it. I think because of like health reasons and stuff, she had to like not like take a break from it or something. You can correct me if I'm wrong on that, Ashley, but yeah, she helped get me that job, which was like such a blessing at the time, because like I had mentioned in that video, it gave me the money to afford the down payment on my car. So recommend serving jobs if that's something you're that would float your boat. But yeah, the restaurant world is definitely something you gotta have tough skin for. And she helped me with my eyebrows looking crazy. It's probably also because I haven't done my eyelashes yet. She helped me with like holding the serving trays. I remember when I was like, there's no way. I think I got slightly comfortable with carrying the food trays, but then the drink trays, I was like, there's no way ever I'm gonna hold the drink trays with one hand. It was just like, with it being smaller, it made it feel more difficult to balance, and like but she had told me at one point it's more of a mind thing than you realize. And after she had said that, and I realized, oh, it's not my strength, my clumsiness, my inability, it's my mental, I had this mental block, like I can't do this. And when she said that, something clicked in my brain, and I was like, oh, I just need to mentally understand that it is possible. And then from then on, I was able to carry them just fine. I was like, okay, Ashley. So that was very helpful. And to this day, I have fun sometimes when I have to carry a tray of something. I'm like, I'm able to do it. I'm a veteran server now. No, I'm just kidding. I would not consider myself a veteran server. But the fact that I did that, I feel like made me less clumsy overall. Although you do see me all the time dropping things in videos. But that's beside the point. Okay, I'm really bad at my eyebrows, but I kind of just like brush them through and hope that it fades it a little bit, and then do my mascara, and hopefully the eyelashes distract from the lack of skill with the eyebrow. Okay, so this one first. Oh wait, I was gonna do eyeshadow. I'm just gonna layer this on first and then go on the eyeshadow. I'm wearing my robe because I don't know if I already mentioned this. I'm wearing it because I just felt like being cozy because it was kind of chilly today. Oh, no, it's like. Last year I did like a Valentine's, because Ashley gave me the inspo. I was watching one of her lives one day of her doing a Valentine's look with like these cute little hearts, and it was very intricate. She's like, you should totally do this, like try out the look. But I was like, I don't even, at the time I didn't own any eyeshadows. I've gotten eyeshadows since from like friends, but she was like, you can literally use paper and then like just use whatever you have. And so I think I used like blush and lipsticks to make like the outline of the hearts. It was just like a fun, like me just trying to do it for fun. But her video was actually like a professionally done look. It's always fun to explore fun eyeshadow looks and stuff, obviously. But I'm not like at Ashley's skill level. I just kind of pop some eyelash on just for an extra added color backdrop for my eyes. That was a lot. But I have hooded eyes, you can't even really, so it's fine. I have to sneeze. Sorry, I have to sneeze like so often. I forgot I was gonna use the chunky Bare Minerals brush for the I didn't do setting powder, but I usually do my big fluffy brush for that. I use the Bare Minerals. I mainly use Elf and Bare Minerals. And then this is like an old Morphe bronze palette. And then the blush is like a Iona or something. I've been using this Stellar Pink Ione blush. But yeah, I'm blessed in that I've gotten like just free makeup from like friends or mutual friends of people. So I don't venture out too much on makeup. I'm very like stick to my routine. This is what I do. Makeup is something I like to I find relaxing sometimes, but I don't like. It's not necessarily my passion in that I want to like explore all these makeup looks and stuff like that. But who knows, maybe one day. I know I've gotten some requests to do like more creative looks, but I just haven't. My brain power is in other ideas, not necessarily makeup related, but that's where you can go to Ashley for that. Yeah, I feel like sometimes we just give ourselves in ways, not just the whole living together thing, but just like putting up with things like, oh, well, you know, I have to XYZ, like we're committed, I have to work through this, even though he's shown some obvious reasons why you should leave, but we like sometimes act like we're married before we are. And Ashley had mentioned the concept of like not giving out the wifey benefits without being married, and that's for our protection, because sometimes it's like what am I trying to say? We commit in a relationship when there's some obvious, clear signs we should leave, but we're like, well, I've made a commitment. It's like, no, did you actually make any vows? No. Say adios. Like, when I mentioned like the premarital counseling and like the book about like showing grace, and those are things that apply like once you are married and you obviously have that commitment and you work through things. Obviously this applies to everything with the exception of like abusive situations. That's the one thing where you just get out, get help. But if it's just like the ordinary like different things that could maybe cause friction in a relationship, but through communication and grace can be overcome, that's different. But if you're just dating and you're seeing things that are red flags, don't be like, oh, but I made a commitment to him. It's like, no, girl, are you married? No. Then like leave. Yeah. And that's where I would say, at least for me, having the firm foundation in my identity being in Jesus Christ and God's love for me is what was foundational, like vital to having a healthy relationship. because then you're not draining it out of the other person to confirm your value, if that makes sense. Yeah, there's always, like, both parties in a relationship, you know, have their own areas of, like, faults and areas that need to be grown in, that need growth. But if there is some clear signs, like, just leave that guy. And there have been past situations where a breakup happened and I was devastated, but I now see it as such a blessing. Oh my gosh. But in the moment, I was like, the world is falling apart. There's no hope. I laugh, but in the moment, it's like really hard. And it broke my heart to hear all of your comments on my other video the other day. I made a video like doing your makeup after a breakup. I have a couple videos like that, and I'm like, it always breaks my heart when I read the comments and some of y'all are actually going through that. Yeah, it does feel like the end of the world in the moment, but in hindsight, it really truly shows to be a blessing. And we know God works all things. Like it says in Romans 8:28, God works all things together for those who are called according. God works all things together for those who love him and are called according to his purpose. We know he works it all together for our good. And God puts boundaries in place for our protection and for what's best for us. And sometimes he closes doors for what's best for us, even though it doesn't feel like it. Like in the same way that a child might be walking towards a flame and you're gonna yank them back if they're like about to fall in. You're gonna act as quick as you can, and it might be jarring in the moment, like, oh my gosh. Like if a toddler were to be yanked back from a flame they're about to fall in, they might be like crying because they're confused what just happened, but the reality is they were saved from being burned. But often it takes time and growing to look back and realize that. But I can't stress that enough. And I really in the moment thought, like, I was with somebody one time that I was convinced I was gonna marry, and thought there's no way that I could be with anybody else, that I would want to be with anybody else. So when the breakup happened, I was like in denial for a long time, like, it's okay, we'll get back together, like it was still meant to be, it'll work. And we all have different stories, different journeys, every situation's unique, but I thank God that things didn't go my way per se, because it's so much better. It's like infinitely better than what I had intended for myself. So I thank God daily. He often does over and above and beyond what we dream or ask or imagine. And I forget where that's a Bible verse, forget where it's at, but that's so true. And he knows what he's doing. It's just about trusting and sometimes waiting, which I know we all hate. I hate waiting. I'm not patient. But it really is, when you have a heart posture of like, I'm just gonna trust and wait on the Lord, he comes through in ways that are unimaginable in the best way possible. So yeah, I couldn't have dreamed of the man my husband is today, being with a man like that. And yeah. And just the emotional intelligence and sensitivity he has towards me and my emotions. It's so important. I feel like I'm very emotionally needy, but I felt like with past experiences with guys and stuff, I was just gonna have to accept that my emotional needs weren't gonna be met. That sounds so sad, but like he was like beyond. Now I'm getting emotional. But all this to say, I encourage all of you out there, whatever situation you're in, like, the creator of the universe loves you deeply, and if you're going through a hard situation, it might just be because, well, I know it is, because he wants better for you, and sometimes you have to go through the hard thing to get to the thing that's better. So, sometimes the lessons are hard. Sometimes I have to learn things the hard way because I'm stubborn. I'm sure Ashley can also testify, maybe in her own life too, but the Lord loves his children and doesn't take pleasure in our pain whatsoever. But he sits here with us and like cries with us through it, and that's not like that. Not only he's doing what's best, but he's also not leaving us. Like, he's staying right by our side through it. He is a good father. I know there's a lot of people out there that don't know what a good father is, but he is the definition of a loving, a just father. And things do happen that are not just and are terrible and evil, but he doesn't overlook anything, and he brings justice, whether it's today or on Judgment Day. He's gonna bring justice. And anyways, that's a different, I'm veering all over the place, but I know not everybody here is Christian, and that's totally fine. You're welcome regardless. But like I mentioned, it's just something that overflows out of me because he's the most important person in my life. Jesus. Okay. So I'm not going to put anything on my lips because I kind of just mentioned this before, but I just don't love having lipstick on. Okay, maybe I might dab a little bit of pink. I'm gonna film a video after this, and I just like lick my lips too much to do anything fancy. But I have this like Barbie pink. I call it Barbie pink because it's like a bright Barbie pink. Ellen Tracy. So yeah, I seriously pray for y'all when you like leave those comments, like the comments about going through a tough breakup, or even just other things that y'all commented about hard things you're going through. I do care, and I feel like God's love kind of exudes through me for care for y'all, and so I pray over you when I read a comment like that. I said I was just gonna dab a little, and then I get to talking, and then I might dab it with some toilet paper. I just want a little bit more pink tint. Okay. I'm not gonna do anything with my hair at the moment. I'm just gonna let it be. And I'm probably gonna go to the bathroom and clean up my eyes because there's like some mascara. So sometimes I'll like wait for it to dry. This is not a professional method, but I curl my eyelashes by kind of bending them up, because for whatever the reason my eyelash curler doesn't work on my eyelashes, and I can't heat it up. I can't heat up the curling iron like some of you suggest because I don't have a hair dryer. So it legit, like, I feel like it makes a difference. I had a friend in high school literally tell me this trick, and ever since then I've used it. Some of these eyelashes are like that one's randomly really long. What is going on? This eye is fairly normal, but then this eye's got some like weird eyelashes. Okay, anyways, I think we're done. I did the setting powder. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed and got something positive out of it, and I will see you next time. Bye.